A big possible WWE return, plus some major surprises being planned for AEW. We're going to get into the details in today's video. As always, timestamps in the description down below. I want to kick things off in regards to AJ Styles. Guys, if you know about AJ Styles and how much of a fan I am about AJ Styles, then this news is obviously not that good. According to PW Insider, it doesn't appear that AJ Styles is close to returning to a WWE return. PW Insider is reporting that Styles was not around for WrestleMania weekend in Los Angeles, and the latest on him is that it is a matter of time until he's cleared to in-ring action. And obviously, this is all in regards to AJ Styles being sidelined with a broken ankle. Now, there hasn't been any sight of AJ training at the Performance Center or anything like that, and that was something that PW Insider had also mentioned, which basically anybody who knows when WWE superstars are, when they're coming back to television, they're training at the PC. So this is one of those things that's just kind of disappointing. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of AJ Styles, but if I have to be a little bit critical here, I look at AJ Styles' injury and everything that's going on, and then I'm looking at the OC, I'm looking at Gallows and Anderson, and I'm seeing that they're not being booked on television. It's just a little bit disappointing, and I'm assuming the reason why they're not being booked, the reason why they're not being utilized, there could always be something behind the scenes that has happened, maybe in their personal lives, that has prevented them from being on TV. But, and you guys know I don't like to speculate on that, but my belief is that WWE has plans for AJ Styles and the OC, and we're already starting to see cracks, a little bit of cracks with Finn Balor and Damian Priest. So you have to wonder, is WWE going to be doing something here with AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and the club, right? Yeah, it's just disappointing. I'm a huge fan of AJ Styles. I really like AJ Styles. I think, when we saw Triple H do some stuff with Mia Yim and the OC, it just felt like there was something really big that could be happening there. And now we're seeing Mia Yim kind of do nothing really of importance. I'm expecting a lot of this to change with the WWE draft, and I'm hoping the WWE draft really changes things up. I really, really hope it kicks off the new Triple H era. It's desperately needed. Let me just make that clear. Guys, what is going on here with Seth Rollins and Omos? Yeah, I missed SmackDown last night. I get on Twitter, and it turns out that WWE decided to book Seth Rollins versus Omos for Backlash. Now, here's the thing. If you want to apply logic, if you want to tell a story, I think there are a number of stories that are there for this particular match. But I'm not the only one who was surprised, because apparently Seth Rollins was surprised. On Twitter, he quote retweeted WWE with a GIF, basically like he didn't know what the hell was going on. He's definitely surprised by this. I'm surprised by this. And I just, whether it's Vince McMahon, whether it's Triple H, I don't care who it is. And I said this on Twitter. I don't care if it's Triple H, Vince, Nick Khan, Tony Khan, Billy Bob, Aunt Sally. This type of stuff needs to go away in wrestling, in my opinion. You want to do these random matches, that's fine. You can do random matchups. But the problem is, I don't think you should be doing random matches on a pay-per-view and having it being announced without any sort of build. That to me seems like Triple H and WWE, Vince McMahon, whoever it is taking a play out of somebody else's playbook. And I think you guys all know who I'm referring to here. And it's disappointing, because if you want to really sell Seth Rollins as a legitimate competitor and have him really, really come back, right? Like, have Omos dominate him. Have Omos dominate Seth Rollins for Seth Rollins to come back. David versus Goliath storyline. If you want to do it, you can do it. You could probably make it a good storyline. You can make it logical. You can have fun with it. But not to even see us being set up at all? I don't know. And the thing is, WWE is doing these international pay-per-views. And for WWE, when they do these stadium shows, they've done it. We've seen it with Crown Jewel and some of these other ones where WWE does like a showcase match. And like, if you want to make that a thing, you got to brand it as such. And to me, this is just random. This is just silly. This is just questionable booking. And people are going to sit here and blame Vince. Some people will sit there and blame Triple H. But the reality is, this is a multi-billion-dollar company, my friends. It doesn't matter who's doing it. Common sense tells you do something on TV. If they did something on TV and it's not a good storyline, it's not a good build, that's one thing. You can criticize that. But what I'm criticizing is the near fact that they just randomly, abruptly announced this. Silly decision. I don't understand why they would do that. Very, very bad idea. Terrible. Guys, I want to move our attention to AEW. Matt Hardy has a really cool thing going on here with AEW, but you might not know about this because this storyline is definitely not getting the same love as some of the other ones, which is actually really funny considering how many layers are actually part of this storyline. But on the latest Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, Matt Hardy talked about the upcoming deletion match against the Firm. And he says it's going to be a lot of fun to go back to the Hardy compound, but he says something that was very interesting to me. And he said, I'm really excited to take 4-man teams, 8 people all together and have a match on the Hardy compound. That's something we've never done before. We did a lot of stuff with DK where there were 6 people that were interacting with one another. Obviously, that'd be him, Jeff, Queen Rebecca versus Abyss, Crazy Steve, and Rosemary. But then he goes on to continue and says, hey, we have 8 people out there, and the Hardy compound always promises to have cameos. I always has special guest appearances. I'm excited for this one because I feel like it's going to be a little bit different than all the other ones. There's a lot of guys involved, but it's going to be based a lot more in the AEW universe. I feel like any other cinematic match would have been, because I get the fact that they are more sports-centric type of promotion. So we're going to have some fun, entertaining moments. There's going to be a lot of great physicality. It's going to be pretty brutal in many ways. A lot of spots that are going to take your breath away, but it's also going to be based in reality, which I think is going to be very good for the AEW audience. Now, for those who follow my channel, I support this. I like this. I'm glad that Matt Hardy's talking about surprises. There's definitely going to be some surprises in this match. Definitely going to be some surprise appearances. I can't even begin to speculate who is going to be involved with this, because some people that were involved with it before are in the WWE. Jeremy Borash, who used to help out with this type of stuff, works for the WWE. So I don't know what to expect here. I like the cinematic stuff. I like the Broken Hardy stuff. I know a very large, overwhelming percentage of the AEW audience probably doesn't care to see this, but then it will go down and then they will talk about how they love it. That's just the nature of the beast. Very interesting. Can't wait to see what Matt Hardy and AEW pull out. I hope they pull out all the stops to make this a huge one. We'll see what happens. But yeah, AEW is going to have a cinematic match. It's the Ultimate Deletion, and it's happening with Matt Hardy and the Firm. Super exciting. Guys, quick update on Naomi. She is going through there's a lot of stuff about Naomi right now in the news, and one of the big things was the fact that she took to Instagram to deny the rumors of Bushiroad, the parent company of Stardom and NJPW, not being able to work with her because they're trying to watch their spending. She's already rejected that rumor, but now the thing that's everybody else is talking about is the fact that Trinity Fatu actually abandoned the Trinity Star trademark that was filed on March 20th, 2023. The abandonment date is listed as April 15th, 2023. Now, the thing is, when it comes to trademarks, obviously it could have been abandoned for a multiple amount of reasons, but a lot of people are speculating that Naomi is returning to WWE, and who knows what the hell is about to go down, guys. I think she could be really, really good. I said this in my last video. She could be really good in WWE. She can be a good fit in AEW. She could be a good fit in Stardom, but it just sucks that we're not seeing her on our TVs. I look at AEW and WWE, and I look at their women's division, and I just think they could be so much better. You got to push new people. We're getting Rhea versus Zelina Vega at Backlash, which is great. But what is the likelihood of Zelina Vega beating Rhea Ripley, right? A lot of interesting things going down. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think Naomi's on her way back to WWE? Is this a sign that she's finally coming back? What do you guys think? Let me know.